Hi, I'm Hilary Davidson, the author of 7 novels, including the best-selling Her Last Breath. And I wanted to share a strategy that I use to get past writer's block, which is actually something I learned when I was working as a journalist. Some people know, because my books are set in international settings, that I was a travel journalist, but I actually wrote about a lot of topics, including health journalism. And I often found myself in a situation where I would be on deadline working on a story, but I would be waiting for an interview with doctors or a researcher. They are extremely busy people. And so I would basically be wondering, like, how can I write this article, sort of get it done in time before the deadline when I'm going to the last minute with an interview? And so what I learned to do was to skip ahead when I didn't know something. And so I would literally write the intro, write the pieces of the article that I knew, and just sort of put in these placeholders to say what I didn't know and just write past it. And it's such a common practice in journalism that there's a commonly used abbreviation called TK, which some people say means to come, and some people just say TK doesn't occur together in any word in the English language, so it's always really easy to find. But I would literally write TK interview, or TK description, TK report, and come back to it later. And how that helps me with fiction is that I often find when I'm writing that I will get to a point in a book where I don't know what comes next. And I realize, though, when I think about it, that I know the main character. I usually am a character-based writer rather than sort of a plot-based writer. So I know the character, I know the emotional beats of the story. I often know the next big scene that I'm working towards, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. Basically, what I'm missing is the connective tissue between the scenes. And so what I started letting myself do was skip ahead. And for me, it's all about keeping the momentum when I write. I know that, in the back of my brain, I'll be thinking about this and working on this, and I can come back to it later. But for me, it's basically finding my way ahead in that draft and not getting bogged down in what I don't know and stressing about, well, how am I going to get from point A to point B? I've also found this helpful just in terms of I have a tendency to over-research and sort of go down that rabbit hole of research. And it's really helpful to just write TK if you're researching a poison, you're researching a setting. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you don't have to have a comprehensive knowledge about it before you write about it. You can give yourself permission to tell the story and come back to these things later and to keep your momentum going. And just one more thing I'll add is that I've mentioned this on a couple of panels, and someone inevitably always says, but that's cheating. Because I think we're all told in school, like, you can't skip ahead when you're reading a book, or you can't skip ahead when you're doing something. But I honestly feel like, you know what, if that's cheating, just go with it. Try whatever you have to try to get that draft finished. We're always sort of, as writers, we have so many different challenges on every side, and anything that makes it easier, I say embrace it. And so I will just say, if skipping ahead, if it sounds like something that might work for you, give it a try, because it honestly has helped me a lot.